Hey guys, Karasifis with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Henshin Belt Deluxe Chimera Driver and Juuga Driver unit from Kamen Revice. This premium Bandai exclusive is the belt used by the movie writers for Revice, with a part that will allow it to convert into the belt used by Kamen Juuga. Included in the set, besides the belt and driver unit, are a set of belt straps, belt stopper, a set of vice stamp holders, along with 2 vice stamps, and a part to convert one of the vice stamps. So, let's get started. First up, we'll take a look at our included vice stamps, starting with the Twin Chimera Vice Stamp. Now, if you remember from my last video, I said that the animals in those stamps would be relevant here, and this is how. So, the Twin Chimera Vice Stamp is one of 2 different Chimera Vice Stamps, which are basically fusions of different animals. So in this case, this one, we have a fusion of the king crab and crocodile vice stamps. So that's where the crocodile stamp from Code Reviews comes in. And you can see it's all black with clear orange for the casing. You can see the 2 animals intertwined in the middle. And it also has a couple of clips on the side, which is for that part there. Same on the bottom. And we have the sounds it makes on its own. And then we can convert it. So we'll take this part here, clip it in place on there, and then we'll press and hold down the button. And that converts it into the Tri-Chimera Vice Stamp. And this one combines the powers of the Octopus, Kurosai, and Omukade Vice Stamps, making use of the other ones from that set. And as you can see, it also changes the light color from orange to purple to go along with the new color. And the other one is the Juga Vice Stamp. Now this one looks very unorthodox in terms of vice stamps, but it's actually something of a facade. While it looks like the whole thing is this kind of big slab shape, it's actually a cover that's placed onto a normal style vice stamp. But if you can take a look, it's got this gold facade on it that has the images of the 10 main animals of the vice stamps. So, look at it from top to bottom. You've got Eagle, Terra, Kong, Lion, Rex, Jackal, Kamakiri, Brachio, Mammoth, and Megalodon. And so with this, we got the standard sounds. But if you press and hold the button, it also has some voice lines from the user of this stamp.
Henshin.
Now I cut that off because, if you know which character it is, then you know which character it is, but if you're not that far in the series, then, this might be a bit of a spoiler for you. Next, we'll look at the Chimera Driver itself. Now, it might be a little bit hard to tell at first, but this is actually a retooling of the Revice driver. And while this main plate is quite different from it, the things it has in common are the vice stamp slot right here, as well as the backing right there, which you can tell is the same as the Revice driver. But besides that, we have a lot of new details, such as these pipes, which come to these tubes, which have lights in them. This little symbol right here. Got a second scanner for stamps right here, which is coming about later. As well as this little plate and these 2 clips, which is where the driver unit will connect. Now, here in the back we can see the battery compartment and power switch. However, if you just put in batteries there, it won't work. So what I need to show you guys is that there's also a third battery slot, which you can find by taking off this piece, and you have the extra battery compartment right here. Because whereas the Revice driver only had lights in it, this one has actually lights and sound, so they needed to find a way to basically fit in another battery in order to get it to work. Additionally, we have the Juuga driver unit, which is this nice gold piece with a symbol in it. The way this works, you place it on here like that, and that'll convert into the Juuga driver. It's reflected with sounds, so if you switch it on, it'll announce the Chimera driver name. If you plug in this unit, it'll convert to the Juuga driver. Moving on to the electronics, we'll start by looking at the functions of the Chimera driver. And we'll start by using it with the twin Chimera Vistamp. And there we have the transformation into Kamen Chimera. And one thing you'll notice is that with this used, just 2 of these lights light up, even though there are a total of 3. And what's interesting about these is that there are actually multiple special attacks for this stamp depending on the mode. So, whether they're activated are by multiple pulls on the lever or different numbers of pulls. So we'll do the first attack. Which is the King Crab Edge. And the second one is the Crocodile Edge. And the third one is the Twin Chimera Edge, and then you can also do a remix attack. So there you get the mad remix for the Twin Chimera charge. Then we'll use it again by converting it into the Tri-Chimera Vistamp. And there you have the transformation for Kamen Daimon. Now with him, the attacks work similarly, but since he has an extra animal in his Vistamp, he has an extra special attack. Which is the Octopus Edge. Then the Kurosai Edge. Then the Omukade Edge. and then the Tri-Chimera Edge. Now, if you'll remember from my reviews of these stamps, the light colors they use for these stamps actually match the colors used in the Revice driver for said stamps, which is a nice bit of consistency and continuity. And then you also have the Mad Remix attack. For the Tri-Chimera charge. After that, we'll convert the belt into the Juuga driver and use it with the Juga Vistamp. Then we have the transmission for Kamen Juuga. I'll actually give you guys that one more time. So from there we have some special attacks, but you can also press and hold the button to get more voice lines.
Hey, hey, hey! Oh yeah! Excellent!
But again, moving on to the special attacks. So these are also done by varying numbers of pulls of the stamp. There's also another way to activate these, which is by pressing the button on top and then doing the pulls. And we also substitute in another Vice Stamp and use it for transformation.
Super
Though in this case, it basically uses the stamp as if it were being put into the Revice driver. The other big feature that the Juga driver has is the absorb attack function, where you can take a standard Vice stamp and put it into that slot, and then you'll get a special attack depending on what stamp you use. So I brought a selection here. First off, we'll use Bata. So I have Absorb Ichigo, or Rider 1, for the Bata Typhoon attack. I'm going to use Kuga, or rather Lion. For Lion Mighty attack, and then Neobata. For the Neobata Rising attack, and this should work with all of the standard stamps, but since there are a lot of them, I will save that for a separate video. Now that we've looked at the features for the main belts, we can then move on to compatibility with other items. So of course, we'll start by using the stamps with the Revice driver. And there a unique special attack for the Twin Chimera stamp. Then we'll do the finisher attack. We've got the Twin Chimera Edge and the Mad Remix. So the special attacks are basically the same as if you use it with the Chimera driver. But we also get different functions if we change it into the Tri-Chimera Vice stamp. And again, a unique transformation song. Then we use it with the Juga Vistamp. And then we have unique transformation for this belt. And the first special attack. Then we have the amazing finish, and then the remix attack. Which is this ultimate Chimera attack. Then we can use our stamps with the Demon's Driver for genome exchange. And that will be the same regardless if you use it as the twin or tri-Chimera Vistamp. And as you can see, it also uses the same pattern here for the Juuga stamp. And finally, we'll use the stamps with the Oin Buster. And there we go. So overall, for our final belt of the Revice series, this one's pretty solid. Once again, like with the last belt we took a look at, it's a 2-in-1 belt, so it does have tiered modes with tiered sets of functions. And it is interesting that, it's the kind of thing where there is an add function when you attach the unit compared to when you don't have it on. Which does kind of imply to me that they had kind of planned it out like this from the start, which is even more evident by the fact that the suits for these riders are basically the same suit, but with various modifications. So they do all kind of connect together. And it's definitely also something I will say is the most heavily retooled belt I've ever seen in terms of one of these kind of retool or recolored belts, considering the fact that it takes out the entire stamper of, or kind of the entire rotating stamp plate of the Revice driver, and instead puts in this new sound system, these new lights, as well as the second stamp reader, which is something we've only seen before on other stamps, never on an actual driver. So not only do you have the Chimera driver where you have the twin Chimera Vistamp / tri-Chimera Vistamp, which not only is a 2-in-1 Vistamp, but gets you various special attacks within either of the stamps. You also got the quite impressive Juga Vistamp, which is with its own set of transformation sounds and attacks and whatnot. Then you also got the absorb function, where you can use your previously used Vistamps for different attacks. And I'll be taking a look at that in the future. And while I don't have all of the Vistamps to use, I will probably use the ones I have, and if I ever do get those last ones, I will use it with that as well. So if you're a fan of these riders and you have taken a look into this belt, this is another one I definitely say, if you can afford, try picking it up. Next time, we'll be taking a look at the 50 Gale Vistamp. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is Kairos50, riding off.